Hello, guys. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. It's been a couple of days. I'm recharged, and we're doing a DC movie. That's why I'm wearing my Superman hat. It's very short. Don't worry. It's not 2.5 hours. This is a 2012 animated movie for adults, not for kids. Justice League Doom. Yes, this has Green Lantern, and since I'm going to be in my Comic-Con, I might as well do it, right? Let's get started. It's about an hour and 17 minutes, so this is going to go by real quick. I didn't want to do an overlong DC movie, and I don't have the 2011 movie, so this will have to do. And Harley Quinn's not in it, so because rest in peace to Arlene Sorkin. Yes, I miss you a lot. It's been a horrible year for celebrity deaths and a horrible year for DC, so let's give them a little bit of attention, shall we? Let me get some water. Yeah, it's been a horrible year to be a DC fan, but at Comic-Con, it won't matter anyway. At least there's no more DC movies in the theater until next year. I bet Aquaman's going to get pushed because there hasn't been a single trailer for it. Here we go, the animated sequence. It starts with a montage. Kevin Conroy, again, rest in peace, sir. He died last year, so I can... Tim Daly as Superman, yes. My Superman growing up in the 90s. Susan Eisenberg as Wonder Woman before Gal was cast. And Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. Hal Jordan's Green Lantern. Carl Lumbly, he's Martian Manhunter. You got Michael Rosenbaum as the Flash. Yes, I know. Terrible year for the Flash, but he's in the movie. Justice League Doom. Bumper Robinson, I don't know who he is. I think he's Cyborg. Claudia Black, Carlos Ozariqua. Paul Blackthorne, Olivia Diabo, who I'm not a fan of. I like her sister, Miriam Diabo. She's just terrible. Like when she did Black Widow, she was terrible in Ultimate Avengers. Andrea Romano, one of the best voice directors. Hey, good morning, Cinemas fan. This movie is fun. Plus, it's better than The Flash 2023. It's shorter. It doesn't have nudity in it. That's unnecessary. It's a lot shorter. I can say that. It's an hour shorter. Based on DC Comics, I know. It was not a good year for them, so I'm going to give them the attention they deserve for the last 4 months of 23, getting to 2024. Next year, they'll have a much better year because they won't have 4 movies, and their DCU is dead. You got Joker 2 and some more of animated stuff, and you have the Penguin show on Max, and the Batman 2 they're going to get into production, and Superman Legacy. So we're in good hands. The DCEU is dead. It was dead the moment The Flash came out and bombed. So now it's time to move on. There's Batman. Has to start with the Cape Crusader. You know how it is. I miss him a lot, man. The Cyborg is in this movie. I was right. I think the only openly gay actor to play Batman in person, that wasn't like pretending to be Batman, because I don't think Neil Patrick Harris has voiced Batman yet. Oh, these are those card villains from the comics. I forgot what they're called. It's not for kids. It's a PG-13 movie. This movie has a lot of blood. See, it says sequences of violent action. Even the CW shows, the only one left is Superman and Lois of the DC shows. Everything else, Naomi flopped after 1 season, and Gotham Knights. Batwoman is finally dead. I mean, it was a bad year for DC. Marvel had a way better year. Even though Ant-Man and Quantumania didn't make $1 billion, it still did better than The Flash, and Guardians was a huge hit. And Spider-Verse, even though that's a different company that did the Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie. It's animated. It's just a different stuff. I can't believe I haven't done this one yet. I think the last Justice League movie I did was Throne of Atlantis. I did that months ago. These animated movies are always better than some of the DCU movies anyway. One, they're shorter. Two, the acting is better. Three, the stories are not a mess. Four, they don't have 15 flashbacks. Yeah, you don't need 15 flashbacks in a movie, guys. Do two and make them count. Stop throwing flashbacks at everything, because nowadays flashbacks just make movies go way longer than, or shows. Robin's not in this movie. There's Green Lantern. There he is. My man. Yes, you are going to be my inspiration, because I told Josh the 2011 movie was a disaster, but it was over a decade ago. Get over it. This character can still tread water because he was not butchered by the DCU. Ha! Beware My Power was better than half of the DCU movies. That is not a lie. Green Lantern is one of the best characters they've ever had, no matter what color he is, or race, or gender. If it's not the gay Green Lantern, it's okay with me. Flashbacks don't tell the story. There's Superman. Yep. I love this voice cast, except for Olivia Diabo. She can't voice act. She's awful. At least she's not Wonder Woman. So. Green Lantern can make anything he wants with a green ring. How awesome is that? I wish he could get the Infinity Gauntlet so you could snap those DCU movies away that didn't work. And there were plenty that didn't work. And the MCU, only two films I'll never watch again. That's the Black Widow movie and Eternals, because they were painful. Black Widow was a well-made movie for the times, for the practical effects they did, and Scarlett Johansson and David Harbour were good, but everything after that was just a mess. There's Flash, yeah. The Flash is not some queer actor that's off his meds running and naked. That's stupid. That was something that was not needed in the CW show either. Because in that show, they made him cry a lot. He's a great character that deserves a second chance. Next time, put the Reverse Flash as the villain, not Zod. Zod died at the end of Man of Steel. Why did you bring him back? He's not an interesting version of Zod. Here comes Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion, great Green Lantern. You're the man, Nathan Fillion. You really are. Yep, hell yeah. Bang. He's just so charismatic. That's why I know this character can work. Just don't spend $200 million on an actor you know is not going to sell, like Liam Hemsworth, because you can get a better Green Lantern. I know you can do it. You don't need a CGI suit when you had Arrow had a practical suit for all 8 seasons of that show. You can't break him. He's the Man of Steel. And he's in this movie. That's why I'm wearing his hat. And because it's a DC hat. I only have this and Wonder Woman. Yep. Let me see who Diabo does. She doesn't really do a lot of acting anymore anyway. Because she's just boring. Ever since I saw her in that Disney movie in the 90s, I'm like, you are boring. You're like every worthless Binto I have to sit through in the theater. She's boring. Even when she was a teenager in the 80s with what was that movie called? Conan the Destroyer. She was also Luminara for like 2 seconds in Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, you can't act. Okay? You and every worthless Binto like you can't act. You're just there to fill time. Who is she in this movie? I don't even know. I like her sister better. She's a Star Sapphire. Yeah. A good villain. Green Lantern's one of Green Lantern's on and off again, love interest and then enemy. Mm-hmm. She's in the movie for less than 5 minutes, so this movie's short. At least I'm not going to be the Flash this year at Comic Con because I would feel depressed. I don't want to be depressed in Nirvana. I want to be happy. There's Cyborg. That's not Gary Payton's voice. See, Green Lantern is a boss. Multi-dimensional interface. That's awesome. Because Wonder Woman does not need to be voiced by a Binto. Just don't do it, okay? Don't. Stana Katic is amazing. I love her voice. Mm-hmm. Yep, John Jones. You know the Martian Manhunter, who was barely in the Justice League Snyder cut. Why did you put him there? Oh yeah, to fill time. Good. Marvel doesn't do that. Ever since Eternals, they learned their lesson from that. Don't put filler characters in a 2.5 hour movie. It's not needed. It's not needed. With Guardians, there were some filler kids in it, but they're not in the film that much. The Juju kids were not needed. I know I've said that a lot, but now Mark Hamill's the only one left of the animated series that didn't die because Conroy's gone, Arlene is gone, rest her soul, and he's all alone now. The Joker's by himself. You have Robin, Joker, and Batgirl, and some other actors that were on the show that's still alive. But yeah, time goes so quick, man. I didn't even know Arlene was sick. She was only 67, a year older than when Kevin Conroy died last year. Sucks, man. Because Bob Barker was 99. He lived a long life. Terry Funk was 79, so he was old. But 67, and then Bray Wyatt was 36. That's how old I was 2 years ago. It's sad. That's why I'm going to take care of myself. You see, my cheeks are getting smaller. There's Alfred, yeah. Mm-hmm. Alfred is always so smart. Bleeding because Batman's human. You can eat while you brood. Yeah. Batman, he's the only DC character that needs to brood. You don't need your other characters to be crying, emo, and just, uh, antisocial. I just say that, Green Lantern is not a mopey character. Flash is not a mopey character. Wonder Woman is not a mopey character. They can show emotion. That's fine. Whether you lose somebody, you're gonna cry. I get that. But in this Flash TV show, every season Grant Gustin has to cry. It's just sad. It's just really depressing. And I know he can do better than that. Arlene Sorkin had already retired by the time this came out. Her last time as Harley was in 2011. I think it was that last Arkham game, the Arkham City or something. I agree, John. Being dark and gloomy only works for Batman because he's a dark character. Batwoman didn't work. She's boring. Batgirl, she's a little bit lighter. Nightwing could be darker, but he's not. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the gloomy, emo approach to characters. That's why I'm not a big fan of Sabine in Ahsoka because she's too serious. She barely smiles, and it's just another emo character for Star Wars, like Kylo Ren was. There's Bane, right? Yeah, who does not sound like Sean Connery. Don't worry, no animals were harmed during the making of this movie. He killed a crocodile or gator or something. There she is. Wow, you're so boring. Uh, so, oh, wow, your voice. I don't believe you. Carlos Alzarico does a lot of accents, and he's giving it more. Hello, I'm Star Sapphire. Wow, that is the worst voice in this movie. Yes, Josh, it is. Give me Adam and Eve in the Invincible TV show any day. At least she's not falling. She's not making me fall asleep. Cheetah. She should have just voiced Cheetah because at least Cheetah has a British accent. But not. But hello, I'm Star Sapphire. Wow, I don't believe you. Yeah, and it's not because she's hiding her accent. She's just. Are you on Quaaludes? Why are you so? Wake up! Why do British people have to talk like this? It's so boring. The actress that plays Sabine is not British. She's Australian, but she's boring. She made Sabine just way too melodramatic. This is why they gave her two lines. She's a good. The Star Sapphire is a good villain, but not in this movie, guys, because of her voice. Is that what's his name from Legends of Tomorrow? Vandal Savage, yeah. First season of Legends of Tomorrow. Wow, wow. She is on autopilot, guys. This is what happens when Disney didn't even want her. And the Big Green had one movie. It was not a franchise like Angels in the Outfield. See, Cheetah has a British accent. Why didn't you give her that one, idiots? Yeah, Lauren Montgomery. Next time, cast somebody that can actually voice act. Doing talking like this is not voice acting. I don't care how big her boobs are. If her voice is not good, bye. Vandal Savage looks like he's black here. In the TV show, it was like some weird foreign actor with a beard. Cheetah was barely in Wonder Woman 1984. Not the plan. Her American accent blows too. There's a reason her sister was in James Bond and not Olivia, because Miriam was in The Living Daylights, and she's way more attractive. I know she's also British, but she's a better actress than her sister Olivia. Olivia Olivia Wilde is a more wild, voice actress than her. When you, that's why it's good to cast someone who's based on their talent. Yeah, and their voice. If their voice is good and they can do a voice and not sound like this, I'm sorry. No justice, no DC villain sounds like that. They destroyed. They stole Bruce's parents'. Oh, that I believe. That's not the Joker though. That's Bane. No, Bane doesn't break his back in this one. He doesn't, because again, that's a different story. The villains here are hit and miss, but I've watched it for the Justice League. We're about 20 minutes in, so we're. See, these are voice actors. The people in Invincible are voice actors. The people on Rick and Morty are voice actors. The people in the Harley Quinn cartoon, again, rest in peace, Arlene. Those are voice actors. Just because you have a voice doesn't mean you can voice act. I can voice act better than Olivia. That's why she has less screen time. Hey, lady. Wait till I meet Catherine and I tell her what a peach she is. She's gonna be smiling from ear to ear. Because I love women. I said I was gonna meet women, and I am. And I want to get at least 3 autographs. Carl Lumbly is going to be in that Captain America movie next year, which will be fine. I know some people are worried because it's a black Captain America. Again, not worried about race. This won't be like The Little Mermaid where it only barely made money because, again, it's a remake that we don't want. She's an alien. And we could transition. That was a weird transition. We went from him talking to an alien to Wonder Woman fighting Cheetah. That was a little bit random, DC. I know this movie's short, but you don't have to make a fight come out of nowhere. They're fighting on a pirate ship. Batman kind of gets sidelined here until the 3rd act because he's buried in his. Barry. And by the way, Barry Allen has blonde hair, not dark emo hair that that runs like I'm sorry, but he's in the comics. He has blonde hair. Cast somebody with blonde hair in the DCU's 10-year plan. That's what the Barry Allen in the comics is supposed to be. That's why my favorite Flash movie is the Lego one because they did it perfectly. They nailed the character. No, he doesn't cry. He doesn't run naked, and he's not crazy. Just saying, guys. That's the Flash that I love in the comics and in the cartoons and in the video games, etc. I know I don't have blonde hair, but I'm representing him. Green Lantern is a boss, man. Identity. Man, this voice acting is top notch, except for Olivia. Oh yeah, you will. Even though this is animated, it's not for children because there's a lot of blood. Don't worry, Flash, you will live again. Shazam's not in this movie either, but again, they have enough characters for 77 minutes. It's a hologram. Steve Bane is stronger than Batman. Bullet Train. Hmm. See how much battery power I got. I plugged it in. 97%. Yeah, 9 minutes left. And this is a good DC animated movie. Hostage Box. Well, it wasn't fast enough to make money. Sorry. Maybe next time you don't cast a psychopath. Plus, this movie proves that you can be respectful to the source material without being insulting. Yeah, without making characters gay for no reason. That's why Shazam 2 didn't do well. Bad timing, and you put a gay character. You didn't need to make Pedro gay. They could have easily just made him ambiguous. You didn't have to say, I'm gay again. That will be the kiss of death for any movie now. That's why Bottoms made it was the 17th hit of the 17th. It hit number 17 on the top 20 movies of the week. And you know why it failed? It failed because it has gay characters as leads. You're not book smart. You will never be book smart. Bottoms. Cocaine Bear did well because there's no gay characters in it. They're taking the Justice League down one by one. That's how you beat a team. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. See, that's voice acting right there, baby. Damn. She wanted to set him on fire. This movie does get really dark. Hey, Electric Dino, you made it. Yeah. A suicide attempt in a DC movie? No. There is a team called Suicide Squad, so. Screw you. That was awesome. See, Green Lantern can be helpful. Don't waste your DC characters. You got to have new ones to put in the DC the 10-year plan, because it's not going to work depending on the old favorites. I mean, Superman, yeah, but you can't make him dark and emo. It's not going to work. Hey, Milos, it's been a while. I want to see different characters. Blue Beetle it barely is going to make money because it came out during Cinema Day, the week after before Cinema Day, and it was really packed yesterday. I didn't get to see Ninja Turtles, so I have to wait. Why do you sound like the? Why does he sound like the Spice Girls? Tim Daly's voice, man, it's still banging today. He saved those miners. Yeah, these voice actors it's a chef's kiss. I love it. Except for, like I said, Olivia Diabo, because there's a reason they gave her like 3 lines, and you don't see her till the third act. Well, close to the third act. We're about halfway through. It's good, man. What? He blew himself up. That's not going to hurt Green Lantern, but still, the ring could protect him. See, this movie has some guts, man. It's ballsy. Because you're part human. Dark hair. I love dark hair. Not every anime movie has to be for children. No, it's afraid. It's afraid, not afraid. See, they say things wrong. It's like the voice of Wonder Woman in DC Super Pets. She's voiced by a Bento who can't pronounce things, and she said the tame or whatever. I'm like, you don't know how to pronounce things. So just stop, Jamila. Don't voice act again, please. Spare me the rod. After sitting through Secret Invasion, I'm like, I'm just done with this. So Hal, he had to give up his ring. She broke him emotionally. See, this makes sense why he's crying, but it's short. It's not 5 minutes of this. It's like 5 seconds. Because Invincible, oh my God, it makes this look like it's for kids because there's so much gore in that show. It rivals any DC animated show or animated movie. Yeah, there's gore like coming out of people's faces. Sheesh. I'll review it in September for comic book month. Hmm. I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna commit suicide. I'm staying right here for you guys. I have a long battle ahead of me before Comic Con. Most of the actors in this sound like they care about acting. Yeah, except for Olivia. She's like, "Look at my dark hair." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Thank God she's not going to be at Comic Con. Guy's not human. That guy's not human. So the bullet wouldn't have killed him. See, it's all a setup. It's a great image of Superman falling, but he doesn't die here. Like in Death of Superman, I'm not going to do that until after Comic Con because I don't want to cry like a little girl. It's good stuff, man. Really emotional. This is like Infinity War when it comes to the low blow this takes. Excuse me. Very close. He has to punch his way out, and his hand bleeds. Batman's not stupid. The movie is not over yet. You mean the wrestling team? A feather toast. I'm talking like this. Yeah, it's still a better accent than Bane in The Dark Knight Rises. So, is this the That's laughable. I was laughing hysterically in the theater. And they say Christopher Nolan doesn't do comedy. Yeah, unintentional. The Batman voice is laughable, and the Bane voice is laughable. Sorry, comic book fans, but it's laughable. He's like a scroll. He could turn into a human form. Genocidal. Like Thanos. This is very Infinity War, just an hour shorter. hmm Here's his backstory. hmm He's a caveman back in the dinosaur or prehistoric times. Yeah, Like everything. Yep, he cut his neck. So there's some blood here. He's a he can regenerate. So he's like Kang. Like Kang in Marvel, but this is a DC movie. Another a flashback. So there has to be a flashback as a DC movie. Almost every DC movie has a flashback. And avarice. It will work. He's just still punching his way out. And this is morbid because Kevin Conroy died last year, but it's been almost a year, so I can take this. All that dirt. Brenda Brenda Dunford. I don't know who that is. I can't reach that. Move. I don't know who that is. Wonder Woman doesn't really get beat up that much here. No, she doesn't get bloodied or fall off a building or something like that. I don't know who that is. I'm not gonna answer to people. That's spam. That's got to be spam. I deleted it because I let this podcast be for everybody. Cyborg also doesn't get attacked that much. Oh no, I'm done. I'm gonna do reviews again in September. September 1st, I'm gonna do a live stream of the stuff I got for the summer, and then in October I'm doing in the summer in the fall I'm doing a Comic Con haul. My DVD, Blu-ray update, and other stuff I got at Comic Con. There we go. I don't know. I'm not Joe. My name is John, not Joe. She's drugged. They're hallucinations. Sorry, Wonder Woman, but got to get that bug out. It's really dark. This movie, I knew it was dark, but it happened because because it's DC. What do you expect? They're not going to make another comedy until after Superman and Legacy. See, that's voice acting, Olivia Diabo. That's voice acting. Her going, that's more emotion. I got more emotion out of that. That's more emotion than anything that Olivia said in the entire film. Yep. He's still on fire. Is he? That's awesome, man. This is why he's still the GOAT of DC. Don't deserve to be in superhero films. They don't. Not anymore. They're in too much and they can't voice act and they can't even emote for me to care. I just saw Jurassic Park in the theater again after 10 years and it still holds up. There's no bad acting in that movie. None of them. Don't worry, Flash, you'll never die. Yep, so you have to give him a needle. That's awesome. See, she saved the man, but it wasn't like a feminist thing. That's awesome. Again, this animation also stunning. Hand drawn, not a lot of CG. See, these are seasoned veteran voice actors. That's why they're so good in this movie. One can't ruin the movie for me. Even the voice of Cheetah, whoever she is, she's still better than Thing. I got to see who's her voice. It's better than freaking Star Sapphire. It's an awful voice. It just takes me out of it a little bit. 100% Rotten Tomato score. Yeah, I can tell. It's a really good DC animated movie. One of the best Justice League one of the darkest Justice League movies. That's why it's not for kids. So good, man. I forgot how good this movie was. I've only seen it like twice. Um, Claudia Black is Cheetah. Bumper Robinson, I've seen him before. I think he was in episodes of Family Matters. Claudia Black is she was in Deuce. I don't know what that is. She's from Australia, so she's not Farscape. Okay. The Uncharted games. She's a voice actress. At least she's a voice actress. Olivia's not. They just got her at the last minute and said, there's Green Lantern again, yes. Got a significant role in this movie. He's not a cameo. It was a mistake though. He said their weaknesses and look what happened. That's awesome. It's a really good. I will say this too. This is better than the Snyder Cut. Yeah, come at me. You know how long that movie is? 4 hours to tell the same story, except this is more emotional. It's shorter. It has two flashbacks, not 45. Yeah, I think this is better. I'm gonna rate this an 8 out of 10 on IMDb and rate it on like at least a 4 out of 5 because it's a great DC movie. It's better. It's better than both Justice League cuts from the DCU. It is. It has jokes in the beginning, but then it gets super serious, like Infinity War. It's got edge to it. I didn't need 4 hours to know that, Zack Snyder. Sorry. I think it's better. It's good, man. It's good. All the characters are sound. Hey, thanks, Spidey. This is really, really well written, man. That's why when I saw Snyder Cut on HBO Max, I took a break. It's too long. It's way too long. This story is an hour and 17 minutes. It is 3 hours shorter without the end credits. Yeah, an hour and 17 minutes. See, Nolan, you don't need a 3 hour movie. Movies are just too long now. Mhm. Yeah, we know. You're right. The story is way better. It's shorter, Spidey. It is shorter. You know why I like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies more than Spider-Verse and Amazing Spider-Man? Because they're shorter. Yeah, even Spider-Man 3, is as messy as that is, it's shorter than Spider-Verse Across the Spider-Verse. It's shorter. I want to see it, but it's too long. That's gonna be my one of my complaints when I see it. 2 hours and 20 minutes to tell a story of Miles that could have been an hour and 45 minutes. They had to pad it out with the Spot and a British Spider-Man and a Japanese Spider-Man and this and that. We don't need 150 Spider-Man in one movie. Save it for the next one. Just as a suggestion, Sony. Stop making your moves too long. People don't want to sit in the theater that long. When I saw Jurassic Park, nobody got up and walked and said this is boring. No, it's engaging. And it's under 2.5 hours. Hmm. We're almost an hour in and we're almost done. See? And it works. I have an attention deficit disorder, meaning you got to get my attention in the beginning. If you don't, you're going to lose me. It's not loud noises that drive me nuts. It's things that are way too padded out. That sounds pretty dastardly. Wow. Weeks? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here we go. Let them pay, Justice League. Let them pay. This is for James Gunn, the one who's going to bring back, he's going to resurrect the DCU. He had nothing to do with Blue Beetle, The Flash, or whatever. So give him some time, guys. Even though the Suicide Squad failed, it was still better received than The Flash and other movies. And it made Peacemaker, which was a successful show. It's just on break because James Gunn's working on Superman Legacy. Then he'll do finish Peacemaker season 2. It's good, man. This is one of the best Justice League movies. Except for Olivia Diablo's god awful performance, everything else in this movie lock and key. You broke my heart. Trust me, Olivia, you've been hurting me since 1995 when I was 10 years old. I'm your new teacher. This is for you and for Kathleen Kennedy as well. Stop making Ahsoka a girl boss show. That's not what I signed up for. You worthless freaking bint. She's not a binto because she's not British, but yeah, trust me, she's a bint. 70 years old, and she should have retired when she was 60. And I know she produced Jurassic Park, but she did nothing of that thing. There's one line in that movie that's feminist. Everything else is not. One line that Laura Dern says in the Jeep. And people were laughing at that line. That's how they don't take it seriously at all. Martian versus Martian. That's awesome. Still a better transformation scene than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That looks terrible. That looked terrible in 97. It looks worse now. They could turn into animals. That's awesome. This is visually stunning. Yeah, that's Starro, isn't it? Yeah, from the Suicide Squad. Hmm. Wow. Yep. And is it amazing that Cheetah has more screen time here than she does in Wonder Woman 1984? Again, do it better or don't do it at all. Don't put a villain in the movie that's going to be at the very end, you know? It's the same problem I had with the first 2017 Wonder Woman movie. The villain comes out of nowhere and shows up at the end and fights. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of rushed. Sorry, Josh. Gal was great. Chris Pine was good. The other characters were good, the side characters, but the villains have been a big problem in those Wonder Woman movies. Yeah. Yeah, beat him, Batman. Beat Bane. This is really good. An hour and 1 minute in already. Because the Snyder Cut was only R because it had like four F bombs and they're spread out and it was a little bit bloodier. Whippy is still too long. If it was 2 hours and 45 minutes, it would have been a masterpiece of that. You don't need an extra hour and change to do an epilogue that's an hour too long. If that was your vision the whole time, you were going to make people bored out of their minds. No one was going to see a 4 hour DC movie in the theater. You would need to do it for 2 days. You're not Peter Jackson. Stop trying to be. He did three movies that were over 3 hours long, but it worked, didn't it? Tons of praise, Oscars, and tons of box office. Hell yeah, Flash! Let him pay. Yeah, that's for you. hmm And I bought this at the dollar store. Yet this is one of the best DC animated movies, at least in my top 10 or 20, at least. If the Snyder Cut was released in theaters had an intermission, yeah, that movie needs an intermission because if I ever do it, by the time we get to the epilogue, I'm going to stop and then do the epilogue the next day. It'll save me another hour of my life because it's just too long. It's too long. This is not too short. It's long enough. It's like if a TV movie of Batman of the Justice League was made, but released direct to video instead of this should have been in theaters. Honestly, we didn't need Blue Beetle. This should have been in theaters instead. It's way better. It's PG-13 and lives up to that. It doesn't have stupid jokes and subtitles. There's no subtitles in this. Yay! I don't have to read. Half of these movies this year I had to read. I don't want to read. I could read a comic or a book if I want to read, or a manual. This is awesome, man. I'm keeping this one. Yep, take that, robot or cyborg, a cybernetic organism. Movies are just too long. The Marvels does not need to be 2.5 hours. Get to the point. Let these three girls do their thing. Beat up this worthless Final Fantasy villain, and we can call it a year. Please, Marvel, don't make the movie as long as Eternals. It doesn't need to be that long. Because that last Mission Impossible movie took a lot out of me. It was way too long, and Haley sucked in the movie. Yeah. And she'll suck in the sequel too, I guarantee it. That is a guarantee. I'm going to be in the IMF. Yeah. Suck it. You are not Rebecca Ferguson. You're never going to be her. She's cool. She's a boss. You're not. No, the bosoms. Loves Green Lantern in this movie. He really owns it. It's one of the best parts of this movie, and this of a lot of really good parts. Again, this is like the Infinity War of Justice League movies, except it doesn't have the snap, half of the world's population. It's got a better ending. And I love Infinity War. You know me. I adore that movie. I did a podcast for that movie a few years ago. Still got to do Endgame, but I'll probably do it in September or October, depending on the circumstances. Because to me, Endgame will never be top. Barbie, you're not going to even touch Endgame's run box office. Why? Because it made $2 billion, almost three, because it's an event and it came out in in April, not July, and it's still the conqueror. It's still the conquering hero of superhero movies and any IPs. Avatar only beat it because it got re-released. That doesn't really count. Doesn't. It barely counts. So good, man. Gotcha. And while Wonder Woman doesn't have a sword in this movie, she makes up for that. She does, because, in 84, all she has is that lasso. That is true. Intermission should happen next year. Yeah. If I'm telling you this right now, if Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 is 3 hours, they gotta cut to the halfway point and just make me get up and walk around at least for 5 minutes. Because it's just too freaking long. It's too long. The Dead Reckoning was the longest of the series, and it didn't need to be that long. Fallout was already long, and then this one's even longer because you have to throw in a new character we don't care about. We don't care about her. That's why Josh doesn't want to see it, because Rebecca's replaced by a worthless Binto that's even worse than her, and Vanessa Kirby's in it again. Why? Because she was in the last one, and the movie is padded. Tom Cruise is the only reason that movie even made it to the theaters. Higher than high. Yep, go. Listen to Batman. We're 69 minutes in. We're almost done. This is good. I'm speechless, guys. Excuse me. This is the test. People all over the world saw that. Yes, Green Lantern. Bingo. Thumbs up, man. That's all you need. See, he's a character that's still significant to this day, Josh. You're just worried because of the this movie doesn't have a weak ending. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's definitive. It ends. Yep. Good. Yep. He doesn't do much until the third act, but he's yeah. We miss you, Kevin Conroy. We always will, man. I hope you were. I hope you were. You're in a better place. Yeah, the ending is bittersweet, but it's not. It's not Infinity War. So good, man. See you, Batman. See, an hour and 15 minutes. Did it need to be 2 hours? No. Yep, and Maria Dwayne McDuffie, and also for Kevin Conroy. Thank you, man. You gave us a great gift here. I don't know if there's a post-credit scene. I'm gonna see. This is awesome. One of the best DC animated movies I've ever seen. It should be on a lot of people's lists, whether it's CG or hand drawn. This is one of the best ones in the past 20 years. Is there a scene at the end? No. So that was Justice League Doom, and it definitely lives up to that name. But it wasn't doomed on arrival like DC this year. Thanks for watching, guys. Acknowledge me. I'll still be doing. I'm doing another podcast tomorrow. I'll figure out what I'm going to do, and I will keep doing videos, for you guys because you're worth it. Thanks for watching my videos over the past 3 months of the summer, June, July, and August, and soon fall will be here. And I'm looking forward to it because Comic-Con is right around the corner. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. End.